In a tavern, a bet is being placed on a fight between a Doppler and a Witcher. Everyone is placing their bet when the rats come in. They all take their positions. The leader, Giselher, and Iskra are getting ready to take out the upstairs guards. Reef and Kaylee are in the midst, ready to create chaos. The announcer introduces the participants of the fight, the Doppler and the Witcher. The Witcher Brihin takes time to come in as he is a bit drunk. While they are fighting, Giselher and Iskra go upstairs as a drunk couple when the guard stops them. Iskra pretends to fall, and when the guard goes to take her out, instead, she beats him up. They take out a box and signal others. Hearing the signal, Reef and Keeley start screaming that this fight is a scam. They want their money back. Among this chaos, Brihin hits the Doppler bit hard, and the Doppler, who is actually an actor, gets angry. They all understand the fight is actually a scam and start a scream. Kelly and Reef, fueling the chaos, push some people to start fight. They throw coins, and the chaos becomes double. Brihin is trying to attack Keeley, but fails. They take out the box, and Mistl helps them. They're taking the guards down on their way when Mistl sees an old friend. But when she stops her, she finds it's not her. She freezes there a moment when Brihin grabs her, but others come to his rescue, and they flee from there, fighting their way out. They're calculating their catch, but unfortunately, there's nothing valuable, only enough to survive for a few more days. Iskra, who has psychic ability, thinks they will find something. Others who don't believe mockingly ask how, when she starts having visions and they are attacked by something. But she didn't say anything. Mistl grabs the last coin and says she has a plan. They go to meet with a psychic named Orla, who is Mistl and Assie's old friend. When they were feeling war, they came to her. Orla has his birds all over the city who gather information about citizens of the town, and that's how she runs her psychic business. They offer her money for the information about a good place where they can make a good earning. She tells them many places, but they're not interested when she says there is an opportunity, but that's very dangerous. She asks if they know about Dom Hovenagel, who organizes a fighting ring, is opening a new ring. There will be people with deep pockets betting on the fight ring. But the fighting ring will be run by Bert Brigden, a very sadistic and cruel man. Mistl actually knows this man, as seen visibly angry hearing his name. Back at their den, Giselher says the operation has a few problems, as entering there will be hard, and most importantly, it's pretty clear that Mistl has a personal vendetta against Bert. They ask her to reveal what happened. She used to be the queen and promised to get married with a famous lord who was leading the rebellion against Nilfgaard. She didn't love him, but it doesn't matter, as she has Juniper, her maid and lover. At night, she was making love with her before her wedding when they were attacked by Bert. Nilfgaard sent him to quash the rebellion. She, with Juniper, runs when they encounter Assie hiding with his dead sister, regretting that he is unable to save her. Mistl says she needs to take her family and run. She runs to her parents' room and finds them dead when she tries to grab her brother, but they have also been taken care of, and Bert is in front of her. She takes her and Juniper. As Juniper is trying to fight them, he beats her up. She was locked in the dungeon, where she learned to pick up lock and flee to the city, where Assie found her and takes her to Orla. Giselher feels they should cancel it, as it's getting too personal. But Kaylee says they should do it. They must have remembered those people who abandoned them, who forced Reef into the army. The people who beat him to capture his parents and hang them for treason. It's time for them to take something from those people. Giselher agrees, but says they will only steal, nothing else. They go to a place to create a plane for the heist. Nobody can enter with weapons, and the place will be filled with guards. They throw the money into the vault. Assie and Mistl try to find the vault, and Kelly and Reef start to find their escape route. They grab a boat and find a place to escape. Giselher and Iskra are posing as workers when they hear that Bert is arguing with his worker Till. He wants him to ready the Jalowick, but he says that their boss, Dom, didn't instruct this. He reminds him that to gain big, they need to take a big risk. When they see their monster fight, they will gain a huge money. Till agrees and leaves from there. Mistl and Assie have found a Dengwin and the vault. They are checking out the place, and Mistl feels the place has very little security. When they see a creature lurking behind them, they run and lock the door. The creature comes into the light, and they try to get a good look when it suddenly attacks them and cuts Assie. Mistl takes him out of there safely. She takes to others, and they start to tend to him. When she tells them about the monster, Iskra says they heard that Bert has a new monster named Jalowick. They are now pulling over their boss, Dom. They will introduce the monster in Fight Night. He feels it will change the Werfra. They need to abandon the mission. But Mistl is not happy about it. They go into an argument. Isrika feels they can't defeat the monster. Mistl says, but she knows someone who can. Witcher Brihen is buying some liquor, but the shopkeeper takes it, saying he needs to pay first. Distressed, he, with a single bottle, goes back home when he finds the rat gang inside his house. Seeing them, he tries to attack, but being drunk, they easily get hold of him. They offer him money if they can kill a monster for them and tell him about their plan. But hearing it's Dom's fighting ring, he refuses. Iskra says he is afraid of falling. She can see a girl born with a curse, a Striga. Assi says he also knows the story of a king who hired 3 witchers to save her daughter. One fled with the money, one died, and the witcher Geralt of Rivia saved her. Brihen says that's not how that went. Iskra says he is someone because of his cowardice. That's why he hates himself. But they need him, and this can be his retribution. He agrees, but demands more money. Back at their den, they are planning. As the party is invite only, they need a fighter, and 2 squares can enter with him. Reef wants to be the fighter, but he says Assi will be as he is buffed, which helps them with the paperwork. He tells Reef and Keely that they need a seal from the Athletic Commission that Assi is a fighter. 3 of them visit the government office. Reef forced Keely to dress up as a government officer and take the seal. He goes in but soon gets into a fight, and Reef comes and takes care of the guy. They take the seal, but how are others going to get in? He says they're going to get invited. He knows a brothel owner where Baron, a man who hands out invitations, will be present. An inside man will try to attack him, and Giselher will come to his rescue. After saving, Iskra will charm him with his beauty. Impressed, the man will give an invite. Now, how will Brihen kill the monster? He says first he needs to do research, and he needs a partner, Mistl. They go out to find the ingredient for the Witcher elixir, which makes the Witcher more powerful. Brihen asks him about the monster. She says it looks like bit human to him. Soon, they get into an argument. Back at the den, Brihen is making a potion, and Reef is teaching fighting to Assi. Kelly is trying to make a smoke bomb, and Iskra is dancing. The whole place is a bit chaotic, which is disturbing in Brihen's work. When Assi falls on him, he is about to throw a punch, but stops and gets out of there. Outside, Mistl is studying monsters. He asks how he deals with these guys. She asks what his problem is. He says he was raised by the House of Cats, where they keep them isolated. They believe that every connection is a weakness. His loneliness became his rage. Mistl asks what happened with Striga. He says he has a friend who was raised by the House of Wolf. They teach to consider each other as brothers. When they met, they became best friends. He saved his life countless times. When the king asks him to save the Striga, which was a little girl who turned into a monster, he takes the mission only for the money, and his friend Remus died because of that. Hearing about the cursed girl, Mistl says what if the Jelowick is a human who is turned by magic? Bremen says in that case, they can subdue her with a potion. She gets up to gather more information. Before leaving, he asks how he can battle his rage. She says because of them, they made a blood pact to protect each other. The next morning, Brihen takes Assi to train him. He also trains with the Reef, and she starts to be impressed with him. He then starts to train all of them. He helps Keely with his work. He is making a potion with Mistl when he notices Giselher looking at Iskra. One day, when they're sitting together, he tells Giselher that he needs to seize the moment, advises him to go dance with her. Suddenly, Mistl calls Brihen, saying there is danger. But when he goes, he finds they have thrown him a party. They offer him a drink, but he says they will drink it together after the heist. They made a blood pact and enjoyed the night. The next day, in the fighting ring, Iskra and Giselher enter with their invitation. Assi with Reef and Keely enter as fighters. Guards are stopping a man from entering with weapons when Bert, seeing the man, stops the guards and takes him inside. It's Mr. Bonhurt. He came here on behalf of Dom. Iskra goes to the room and takes out a guard. From under there, Mistl and Brihen come with weapons. They need to do it fast, as Assi can't go into the fighting ring. 4 of them go into the vault. Giselher gives a smoke bomb, as he may need it. The vault is already filled with gold. He enters and takes his elixir. When the Jelowick comes, they start the fight, and Brihen manages to pour the tonic into its mouth. It runs away from there. Others come in and start to grab the gold. But Jelowick attacks them from behind and throws others away. It ambushes Mistl when she sees it's Juniper, her lover. She seems to have also recognized her. But Brihen attacks her. Mistl tries to stop him, but he pushes it into the wall with his magic. Mistl says it's Juniper. They must help her. Giselher screams that they don't have time. But Mistl pleads with Brihen. He says he needs someone to transfer the curse. Mistl comes to the stage and announces they will soon introduce a type of soldier who will change warfare completely. But he gets shocked seeing Bonhart and immediately leaves from there. Bert tells Bonhart that he doesn't know what he is talking about and goes to find out. He stops still and says they must move as planned and they will cut him a piece. But he says Bonhart will not betray his cousin Dom. He leaves, saying he will not be a part of it. After he leaves, Mistl attacks him and leads him into the vault, where he is attacked and pushed beside Juniper. Outside, Assi turns have come, and others are getting worried. Brihen is ready to transfer the curse when Bonhart bursts into the vault. He throws a weapon at Brihen, and the potion falls and is destroyed. As Brihen is hurt, Juniper runs from there, and others hide in a corner. Bonhart, seeing the situation, knocks out Bert. Brihen tells others to stay away and gets ready to fight with him. Outside, Assi is in the fighting ring, but inside, Bonhart is beating Brihen and others are attacked by Juniper. She is beating them up, but when Giselher is about to give a fatal blow, Mistl stops him. Outside Reef, Keely starts to throw smoke bombs to create chaos. While fighting, Giselher gets knocked out by Juniper, and now she's attacking Iskra. Brihen is also taking a heavy blow from Bonhart. Mistl then remembers the night of the attack, when she gave her weapon and told him to kill anyone who attacked her. When she says she can't, she reminded her that she can when her family is under attack. So she takes a weapon and pushes into Juniper, saving Iskra. She starts to become normal and recognizes her. Seeing the weapon, says she doesn't feel hurt anymore. Bert wakes up, sees the situation, and tries to slice Mistl, when Assi attacks him from behind and slices him fatally. They grab each other, and Brihen pushes Bonhart with his magic. Together, they then start to flee with the gold. But Brihen locked the door from behind. He is already wounded and will try to buy some time for them. Block the door with his magic and give him a heartfelt goodbye. They all flee from there with the gold. Brihen starts to fight Bonhart, and he is beating him up badly. But Bonhart is able to grab his sword and push it inside him. He mockingly says he fought exceeded expectations. But before dying, Brihen takes out the smoke bomb and throws it into the roof, breaking the whole place down. The rats are going with their gold, but they are all devastated. They stop beside the road and took the drink they offered Brihen. They all start taking a sip on his name. They resume their journey for a new adventure. Inside the vault, Bonhart has survived and will now come after them. So this was the recap of The Rats, A Witcher Tale 2025. If you like our content, please subscribe and check out our other videos as well.